like, hey, this is a big event and it's going to take a lot of training, and you can't go from 0 to like 10 hours a week. So it has to be like, I'm going to do 3 hours this week, and I'm just
Right.
going to do something and then progressively build over time. I think it's something that the HYROX beginner program that you developed for RMR training does a really good job of. It's like having rest built in there, having pieces of work that are doable and attainable. And I think that that's the number one thing to consider is like, this is going to take time, and jumping all the way to the time that it's going to take you, that ultimately it's going to take you from week one, is just not going to be sustainable. So making sure you're
And that's
budgeting.
that's usually why people, like you said, people end up giving up completely because they try to do too much too soon. And this isn't HYROX related, but I had my neighbor pop over a few weeks ago and was like, "Hey, I want to get in shape. I want you to start training me." And I went, I thought about it that night and was just kind of how that all would look. And I came back to him the next day and said, "Hey, we're just going to start out at like 3 days a week." Because initially he was like, "Dude, I'll do like 5, 6 days a week." And I was like, "No, we're going to start at 3, and we're going to settle you in here. And then we can build off of that. Maybe in a month or two, you're like, oh, okay, I can handle this workload. Then maybe we bump it up to 4 days a week. But here to start, so that you don't get completely overwhelmed and you're not recovering between workouts, we're just going to start with 3 per week, and you're going to be able to sustain that." Whereas, if you're all excited to start working, that might last for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then you're going to fall off the wagon.
100%. And that's like, the thing that happens with New Year's resolutions. People get real excited and they jump into it, and then it's not sustainable. So having this long-term approach is going to be the best way to do it. Even though, like, when you start, even if you're just doing like whatever 20-minute run, and you're like, oh my God, this event might take me 2 hours. Like, I need to do more than this. It's like, that's what you need. That's the first step. That's the first building block that you need to put in place to build the habits, to build the fitness. It all needs to start with like allotting a set amount of time that is realistic, and probably less than you want to do.
For sure. Agreed.
So the time constraints is going to be really challenging, just getting in the routine of things. But once you kind of have that down, and you're like, okay, like I can realistically carve out whatever, uh 5 hours a week. Let's just say something like that, to kind of put in some work. So let's start with strength training then.